there's always been a stigma hanging over the business as far as female artists are concerned.
Okay.
And you've been very vocal about wanting to break that.
Okay.
What are some of the things you've purposely done to try and stick a hole in that and just get that out the paint when it comes to dealing with you specifically?
I mean, I feel all I can do is just fuck shit up. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and try to beat people over the head. Like, hey, stop calling me a female rapper. Hey, you know what I'm saying? Like, you don't go to Walmart and check out, oh, I'm going to the female cashier. I'm going to the female bank teller. You know what I'm saying? It's just little things like that that irk me. But outside of that, it's just like, all I do is be about my business like anybody else. And that's that.
And you've been on the scene for, people may look at this show and think that you're an overnight success, but
Right.
I personally can attest to seeing you do your thing, whether it was 15, 50, or 500 people in the audience. Like, I've seen you when it comes time to the little shows,
Right.
moving up to the big ones. Do you have a stigma? Do you treat it different? Is there any show that, you put a little bit more in now that the stakes are higher?
No, I was having this conversation with somebody the other day, and it's just, I feel like you treat every opportunity like it's your last, because there have been shows where it wasn't too many people in the crowd, but it was that one person to make sure I get the next show. You know what I'm saying? Or it's that one person there that would provide another opportunity or a platform for me to even further my audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, you never know who is who won. And then when you do something for the reasons that I do it, just because I love it, you know what I'm saying? This isn't work to me. It's not work to me, or I wouldn't be doing it this long with, you know what I'm saying? Without obtaining the level of success that I know I'm going to get if it wasn't just fun for me. You know what I'm saying? So honestly, you just don't, that's me. That's my hotline. I don't know how to work this phone. I'm sorry.
Big ass phone,
I don't
big ass
know.
phone case,
You know,
all this noise.
all of it, all this ruckus.
See, told you, interviewing these female rappers, that's what happens. Phones going off. I'm just kidding.
You know what I'm saying? But no, honestly, you just treat every opportunity like it's your last, because you never know who's who. And like I said, when you just love it, you're going to do it regardless.
Now, see, I hear you say I don't, it's not work for me, but you do take it seriously. You
100%.
don't come across as if you're joking. I see a lot of, there seems to be a misconception between it's not work versus I don't take it seriously. Like,
Right.
those two things seem to go hand in hand, but you come across very serious in what you do.
Oh, yeah, that's all I know. Like, this, I feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I always knew I was going to do music. So since I had that in my mind, like, all my steps have been in place to kill this shit. You know what I'm saying? From vocal lessons when I'm 6 to studying music business in college to interning. You know what I'm saying? It's just all in place for this. So it doesn't feel like work because it's fun. You know, they always say it's not work if you do what you love, cliche, all of that. But it's real. It's really real. And I take anything I attach my name to and my time seriously.
Is there more, even though you don't look at it as work,
Right.
I know the clock has to be ticking in the back of your head as far as like how much time you put in, and the fact that the life for an MC is finite. It's not an unlimited amount of time. It's not like the rock guys who can blow up at 40. And for a woman, the stigma is that's twice as hard. Do you consider that when you're doing your thing? Like, man, I gotta hurry up, my clock's ticking, or not?
Nah, I haven't even thought of that. And even if you look at a recent example, like Nicki Minaj broke onto the scene older than me now. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? When we first were introduced to her, she's older than I am right now. So, but that's just a recent example. But no, I don't think about that at all. I don't.
There's also the stigma between old school and new school. But you come across as a student of the game. Like, listening to some of your other interviews, you talk about some of the artists that you've looked up to and, who you admire for what they've done. And, you try and take a little piece of that, add it to yours, and keep it pushing. Do you think that's lacking in a lot of your generation, or no?
Do you mean style-wise, old school versus new school, or do you mean just the study of the art?
Just the study of the art mostly.
I guess it depends on what you mean lacking to, like, I don't know, because you take Soulja Boy, somebody who he said the first rap album he had was 50 Cent. You know what I'm saying? But you look at what he's done and how he inspired a whole sound, and people still kind of pulling from him as inspiration now. I don't know how I would call anything he's doing or done lacking. But, I mean...
I do. I absolutely know how I would call it lacking. But this is about you.
I get you, though. But, I mean, his style is not mine. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not necessarily inspired by him, but I do got to give that man credit. You know what I'm saying? But But with me, I mean, it's just, I don't know, man. Like, I don't think it's lacking anywhere, new school versus old school. I mean, I just like music. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, I'll give you a better example.
Okay.
Last night at the Hip Hop Honors was, all hail the Queens. They brought out legendary artists. Queen Latifah was there, being honored. Salt and Pepper was being honored.
Missy
was
Virginia,
being
right.
honored. Shout out to Virginia. Missy
Right.
was up there doing the thing. Got shout outs from everybody and their mother. And last but not least, Little Kim. She brought out with her Rich Homie Quan. To they were gonna do a duet between like her and Biggie. She brought him out to do it, and he forgot the lyrics to Get Money. Now, all across the internet, they're screaming, "See, that's the problem. They so disrespectful. They don't even know their roots. How you gonna come here for Little Kim's thing and not know Biggie's lyrics?" And that's the kind of thing I mean between old school and new school respect.
I think that's just crazy across all boards. Like, I don't know, man. I feel like you got to respect the art a little bit more than that. You about to be on this platform. You know what I'm saying? But I can see that's crazy. That's crazy.
Did you see? I know a lot of artists who hit me up who took that personally, him forgetting those lyrics. Some of the older artists I know were like, you disrespecting. That's Biggie. He's a legend. You in New York. How dare you forget?
Right, with the Timbs on and the Coogee. Don't get me throwing shade.
And then my the artists I know that are women hit me back and was like, "See, why would you wait to come get down with Little Kim to start messing up and do this? How us females, we've been waiting so long for some acknowledgement, and here you come and you just gonna mess it up, like just being all lackluster and blah blah blah."
I don't think it's that deep. You know what I'm saying? Like, he didn't take away anything of the night. You know what I'm saying? Like, Missy, Kim, Salt and Pepper, Queen Latifah being honored wasn't disrupted by him in his isolated moment. I don't think it's that deep.
But
that's crazy.
Is something like that something you look forward to? That kind of honoring moment? Because it's fairly new.
Yeah,
the whole
100%.
Hip Hop Honors.
100%. Sprite had reached out to me to honor Missy Elliott for this new campaign they're doing, the Obey Your Verse, and how they have like her, Tupac, and J. Cole in the cans.
Oh, I've seen
so
that.
I just recently partnered with them this week for a tribute that's going out for her. So 100%, because I was really supposed to be at the Hip Hop Honors just to be there, but I had a session to finish up this album by next week. But that was just that was a moment I wish I was there for. 100%.
Talk to us about the album. What can we look forward to? If we don't know who you are, what will this album say about you?
So I feel like to understand me and my music, you really just have to understand like my introduction to music, and you know what I'm saying, what I look forward to music. And the first genres I was even introduced to was like soul, jazz, and funk. You know what I'm saying? So when I listen to music, like I'm heavy on melody, I'm heavy on arrangements, I'm heavy on full structures of records. You know what I'm saying? Like my medium is rap. But this is just bigger than rap music with me, you know what I'm saying? And with this project, it's my 5th project, Anti-Love Songs, that drops in September. And I would say it's my most comfortable project because, one, I recorded most of it in my bedroom, So like I would fly the producers in, I would have the vocalists come, I'd cook a meal for everybody, and then we would record. And I feel like that vibe is captured in the music. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely feel like this project is my most comfortable work.
How big is this bedroom? You flying all these people in there? Everybody can fit in there at the same time?
Nah, my last crib was like that, and then the landlord tried to get me, and we out. We out of there, though.
It's because it sounds like, carnival happening in the bedroom. If I lived under you, I'd be pissed off too.
They was pissed.
See,
they were pissed.
look at you, and
yeah,
look at
yeah.
you. See, female MCs, give them a bedroom. They want to pack all these people in. Can't have no kind of quiet.
See, when it's a female that rap, they refer to it as singing. Oh, what do you do? I rap. Oh, so you be singing songs, huh? Oh, that's my neighbor. She sing. Like they just can't put it that is not rap. You know what I'm saying? That's not singing.
Why do you think that is? It's so obvious. We have so many female rap. Like there's so many females that rap. Why can't they grasp that in 2016?
I don't know. That's dumb.
Are you doing any singing on this project?
No, but I have a lot of vocalists. Not a lot, but I have a few vocalists on a project, and I wrote. Same with all my projects. Whenever there's a feature, I write it for them. Like they're the only person that heard my reference. Like I'll sing a reference, but nobody's hearing that out the vault.
Not
But
that you don't want people hearing you singing.
I play with melody, but I'm not like, you know what I'm saying? It's no range. It's nothing crazy like that.
Got you. For someone who takes it as seriously as you do, music structure and the vocal arrangements and all these elements you add into a song, I can imagine that some of the stuff you must hear on the radio just kills you. There's so much minimalistic music flying around that seems to always get a shot. For someone who puts so much into it, does that frustrate you at all?
No, it doesn't. I try to look at it objectively. I try to see what somebody would like in something, even if I don't see it right off the bat. I try to, if anything, I feel that encourages me to be more open. You know what I'm saying? Because if somebody's over here being a minimalist and I'm sitting over here trying to get, a horn section, or, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to look like, okay, like baby steps, is it whatever it is? I'm just trying to look at things objectively. And yeah, man, I don't try to knock anything.
How did you get involved with the show?
The show reached out to me. They reached out to my team, actually, not me directly. And my team held off on even letting me know that they had reached out because they just knew how I felt about reality television.
Which was?
That whole idea, I feel like I shouldn't give anybody anything other than what I'm selling them. I didn't want to give them too much to form an opinion about, you know what I'm saying? Like, with me, it's this music. You're getting me essentially through my music, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm open book on that.
So what changed your mind?
This platform specifically, this show, I was familiar with the show. I had caught an episode. I had a friend of mine that's on it. She's actually on the same season with me, Saya. I've known her for years. And this show, in a way, it actually showcases the music. So I feel like if this is the opportunity and platform for me to introduce the audience to the process behind the music and the reasoning I'm making this music, it can only better attach somebody to it and just, kind of humanize the music. And, so why not? Was
it difficult to keep the cameras away from the personal elements that you didn't want seen?
Well, no, it wasn't. I just, the show, the actual producers and the network and everybody, I let them know, like, I don't want my family in it. I don't want this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? If it's not directly a reason behind the music, or if it's not something around the process that I feel people, you know what I'm saying, should be able to see about this music, then no.
What about the things that may have inspired a song or two? A lot of that is personal for many artists. They'll tell you, like, I got into this relationship, it inspired this song. I was friends with this person.
And that's what I was fine with. Those situations like that, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I'm not rapping about my grandma going to Walmart in Richmond, so let's not shoot me and my grandma at Walmart in Richmond. You know what I'm saying? Like, things like that. Yeah, so I wasn't opposed to those moments that could really tie back into the music.
So do we get to see you in a relationship in this season? Is that something that's happening?
If I was in a relationship, maybe.
Oh, but, Lord have mercy. That shots fired at somebody. We don't know who, but that shots fired at somebody. Nah, nobody. No, nothing happening.
No. You get to see me going through the motions. You know what I'm saying? Of situation. You can't say relationship out here, man. I might get a text as soon as this interview over. Oh, we in a relationship now?
Wow.
But
how does a guy approach you? Because we're not talking about first. It's difficult enough as it is out here if you want to be a guy. If you're a guy trying to approach a woman, but God forbid he knows who you are. God forbid he's heard some of your songs. He's a fan. How does a guy go about approaching you specifically?
I feel like if you know who I am, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Don't pretend.
Okay.
This, that, and the third.
Step one.
But honestly, you just gotta own it. I feel like with any man that I'm gonna give my attention to, you just gotta own it, period. But I can't even say there's a specific script, a guy has to come with. Because I'll be honest, the last dude I dated for a minute, like he got me with the hey ma. on But nah, not like that. It was like, excuse me, miss, where this, that, and the third is. And I'm like, oh, I'm walking that direction now. You know what I'm saying? And we walk, and he already knew where it was. You know what I'm saying? He was suave. He was really suave and witty with it. But he owned it. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't even know that till like later. But
so you kind of fell for it?
Yeah,
Happy
it works. So
that you
like I
fell for
said,
it
it can't be no script. Like I can't be up here like, oh, you need to say this, you need to say that. Just own it. Just be a man.
excuse me, sheesh, Lord have mercy. Okay,
hot.
so it is after all this talk. Does he have to be at a certain level at life financially? I know there's a lot of guys out there thinking that. Like, can a brother work at Walmart and come up and holler? Does he need to be the CEO of a 500 company, or is there room in the middle? Like,
I think, you know what I think that's super attractive on a man is effort. You know what I'm saying? Like effort and potential. And I'm not going to sit here and say like, oh, I see the potential in you, you know. This week you mopping floors, next week it's the fries. I see it in you. It's not like that. But I mean, I can't sit here and say you can have that position because you could be the CEO and have no time for me. You know what I'm saying? You could be the CEO and not be doing everything you need to do in this area. Mm-hmm. So I really don't have an answer for that. You know, I don't have an answer for that.
Okay. But the last guy had a decent job, I'm assuming.
Too many.
Oh no! Oh no! You dated Hustle Man?
No. He was on one of those like he had the 5-year plan for himself. So he was like, I'm working this 9 to 5, this 10 to 6 kind of situation. They were legitimate jobs and they were great jobs. It was just a lot, but still, I was there for it.
Did you guys manage to stay cool after it was all said and done, or do you like to cut the bridge and burn the ties and just?
Yeah, only thing I go back to is the hook. Yeah.
Well, hopefully you'll go back to us after this album drop. We get another interview.
Y'all family.
Yeah, there's another guy here who hopefully won't get cut off after we finish our interaction. But we wish you nothing but success.
Appreciate you.
Can't wait to see how this whole thing comes out.
Thank you.
We're hoping that you don't fall into the reality show trap.
At all. I mean, honestly, that was another reason that I wasn't such a huge fan of reality TV, but then I had to realize it's because I wasn't a fan of what people were doing with reality TV. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not just like, okay, I'm on TV, people going to know me, my followers going to go up. Okay, boom, how does that go back to the music? This is the opportunity for people to see the music I've been putting out in these past 4 projects and the one I have coming out. This is the opportunity, okay, the price going up, what we doing with it? Okay, my resources have expanded. Okay, now I can access that director that I've been wanting. Okay, now, you know what I'm saying? They know my name at these brand agencies that I've been trying to link up with their clients. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all about how to use this platform. Like, reality star is not going in my bio.